When it's freezing cold outside and your radiator suddenly won't heat, it's a nightmare scenario. Not only does it prevent you from being warm and cozy, but it can also cause respiratory issues if you're living in a too cold home. Luckily for you, we've dealt with those issues in the past, and we will reveal all the fixes to the common radiator's heating problems. Stay in this video and let's troubleshoot your problem together, so you can once again enjoy a warm and cozy home. First, let's talk about when only one of your radiators isn't working instead of them all. The most common problem is there are air pockets in the system. The best way to recognize air pockets in a system is if the radiator is cold at the top and warm at the bottom. This will stop circulation in the system and therefore prevent heating. And how do we fix it? We bleed the radiator. It sounds funny, but it's really practical. You will need to unscrew a bleed screw with a radiator key. When you hear a hissing sound, you will know the air is coming out. Keep going until you see the water dripping and then quickly tighten the bleed screw. It's super simple, and you will have your radiator back working in minutes. The second most common issue is the radiator leak. There are several places where radiators can leak, but almost always, the reason is corrosion and rust inside the radiator. In rare cases, it's because of poor maintenance. Depending on the location of the leak, you might be able to fix it on your own. If the leaks are around the thermostat valve pipe, then you only need a wrench to tighten it up. It's possible that there is corrosion and rust inside the radiator, and you will need a full replacement. My advice is to seek the HVAC expert's help in this scenario, as he will be able to tell you precisely what you need to do. There will be a link in the description of certified and trusted HVAC technicians in your area. Third reason is the issue with the thermostat. If the thermostat valve is set incorrectly, then this isn't a big issue at all. There are a couple of other things that could cause this issue, which is if your thermostat switch is off. Again, all you would need to do is switch it back to on to your desired temperature. If your thermostat temperature is too high, it can cause valves to close automatically. If this is the case, you can open the valves manually. However, if none of these work, then it's time to call an experienced HVAC technician to inspect it. And the last reason are blockages in your system. Blockages have the opposite effect of excess air in your radiator. So if the top of your radiator is hot and the bottom is cold, it's because hot water can't circulate throughout the radiator. You will have to remove debris and dust that has been built up for a while inside the radiator. This sounds more simple than it is, so you might consider leaving this job to a professional. Before jumping into other reasons, I would recommend you watch our video on the absolute best oil-filled radiators that you can buy. The link will be in the description. Now, what to do if more than one radiator inside of your home isn't working? Well, we have dealt with it before, so let's mention the most common reasons behind this issue. The first one is boiler pressure, and it's simply because your boiler doesn't have enough pressure to heat the whole house. First things first, check the boiler pressure by looking at the head of the cylinder. If it's too low, simply turn the top valve to increase the pressure. However, you should be careful, because if too much water gets into your radiator, it will stop working again. If you have a user manual, read it. The more rare issue is if your central heating controls aren't operating as they should. Here, you'll have to check that the timer is set correctly and that you adjust the on option to make it work. If the timer isn't set properly, it's time to call a certified HVAC technician. I'm reminding you again that there will be a link in the description of all certified HVAC technicians in your area, so that you don't hire the wrong person. And another serious issue can be a broken diverter valve. It can sometimes get stuck and therefore cause big issues. This is a very complex issue, and you shouldn't even try fixing it by yourself. In the worst case scenario, you might need a whole new heating system upgrade. We also have a free cheat sheet with 28 tricks that can help you save on your electricity, heating, or cooling bill each month. Click the link in the description to download.